strap in. It's gonna be a long one. So as you can see, I'm at a hotel. As you probably guessed from my post, I'm no longer with GP Transco. I worked my final week with them this week, so I haven't got my final settlement from them yet. Once I get that, I will do my last settlement review with them, along with year-to-date totals, averages, and based on those averages, I will put what my potential earnings for the year would have been if I'd stayed for the full year. Spoiler alert, that claim they like to make, $80,000 in your first year, ain't no fucking way. No way. The only way you gonna make $80,000 your first year with GP is that you never go home. Then you might make $80,000 in 1 year. But if you go home once a month, it ain't happening. But I'm not gonna sit here and bash them. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. As far as miles go and money goes, it's decent. I had 1 week where I got 3,000 miles. I can tell you now, I think my average miles per week there was about 2,100. But I mean, there was a lot of 22, 23, some 25s. And like I said, there was one 3,000. Average bring home was about $1,000 a week. I had weeks where I did 11, 12. I think my highest one was 13. That week I did 3,000. I think I brought home 13. But for the most part, it was around 1,000 to 1,100 a week. For those of you that don't know, GP is a small company. They are not a mega carrier. They have one terminal, or one main terminal. I think I got a couple small terminals in the Northeast and another one somewhere else. In 6 months, I never went to the other two terminals. The only terminal I ever went to was the one in Chicago. So I can't even tell you what the other terminals are like because I never went to them. The main terminal, headquarters in Chicago, is nice. It's modern. It's not that big. There's not a whole lot of parking there. My fleet manager was decent. She always, in my opinion, I think she did good by me. My only complaint with GP is their loads. If you come to GP, go ahead and prepare. Be ready for 90% live load and live unload. They do not have very much contracted freight. A lot of it is spot market freight. And even a lot of the contracted freight that they have is still live load, live unload, because they don't have the trailers to do drop and hook at a lot of these places. So it's a lot of sitting in a dock. And I don't know if it was just a coincidence for me. I don't know. I cannot speak for other people's experiences. I can only speak on mine. But I did recycle paper loads more than anything else. And there was a couple places that will unload you and they'll clean out the trailer for you. But the rest of them, they'll unload the bales, but then you have to go back there and clean your trailer out before you can go get your next load. And I got so fucking sick and tired of that. But all in all, not a bad company. I do think they're starting to creep into the territory of being an over micromanagement company. I got out before they put it in my truck, but they're about to put in eSmart in their entire fleet. And once those are installed, those trucks will not go over the speed limit. It's GPS based, so that system knows what road you're on. Whatever the speed limit is on that road, that's what you're governed to. You cannot speed, you can't go 5 over, you can't go 3 over. If it's 55, that truck will only do 55. The driver-facing cameras are still optional. Up until time that I left, they were still optional. I feel like in the future they will not be optional. But GP did not say anything about that. They didn't hint to that. That's just my personal feeling about the direction things are going there. I feel like eventually it will not be optional. But as of now, the time of filming this, they're still optional. They do take 2 cents from your pay if you opt out of it. So they do advertise that on the website, but just so you know, 2 cents off your pay if you opt out of it. So I could have started there at 57 cents, but I opted out of the driver facing camera, so I started at 55. I left before my 6 months were up, so I don't know if I would have got my raise or not. The way my fleet manager talked, she made me believe I would have got it. So as far as I know, I would have got my 1 cent raise at the end of 6 months. Vacation time is not at 6 months. You do not get your first vacation time until after 1 year. Another little complaint I have is I found out that they will find any excuse not to pay you extra pay, accessorials, whatever you want to call extra pay, whatever you want to call it. Everywhere I've ever worked, they pay extra for multi-stop loads. GP advertises that they pay extra for multi-stop loads. What they don't tell you up front is you only get extra stop pay if you do both stops in the same day. So if you pick up from the shipper and then you've got stop 1 and stop 2 to deliver at, if stop 1 is on Monday and stop 2 is on Tuesday, you don't get extra pay. Only if stop 1 and stop 2 are on the same day. They advertise fuel bonuses. So if you get so many miles per gallon, for an average mile per gallon for the whole month, then you get a bonus. That doesn't start. The minimum to get a bonus is to average 8.2 for an entire month. And trust me, at some point during the month, you're gonna be sent to the Northeast with a heavy load. I kept track of my miles per gallon. So many months, like 3 or 4 months out of the 6, I was at 8.0, I was at 8.1, so close, but I never hit that 8.2. Now, there were guys that did. They posted on Facebook every month who got the fuel bonus. There was the most I ever saw in 1 month was about 10 or 15 guys got the fuel bonus out of 500 drivers. 10 or 15 out of 500. So, don't count on getting a fuel bonus, because it's pretty much unobtainable. That's pretty much all I can say about GP. Not the worst company I've worked for so far. Not the best either. So that brings us to now. Where am I now? Well, today I get to eat my own words. If you watched the very first video that's on this channel right now, the title of it is Why I will never lease again. And I think I made some very good points in that video. To be honest, I don't remember. I didn't go back and watch it. So I don't even remember what all I said in that video. But I'll give you my opinion now on leasing. I think any company that pays by the mile while you're leasing is a scam. I think any company where you have a fleet manager and planners assigning you loads, it's a scam. If they're only paying you so much per mile and you have somebody planning your loads for you, you have zero control of how much you can make. The only control you have at that point is keeping your fuel costs low. That's it. Everything else is in that company's hands. Everything. And if they're a company that gives you bullshit loads, if they're a company that plans you purposefully to where you only get X amount of miles per week, you will not be successful. On the flip side of that, if you find a company that pays you percentage, and has a load board where you can pick your own loads, dispatch yourself, there's no mileage cap, then you, the driver, are in control of how much money you can make. On top of watching your mile per gallon. Well, I just so happened to find a company that offers that. I've known about them for years, but I finally pulled the trigger on it. So yes, I'm leasing again. But this time, I'm in control of my business. It is a lease purchase. I will not just be renting this truck. I will be purchasing this truck. 3 years and 10 months from now, I will own this truck. It will have, give or take, around 300 something thousand miles on it. Which means there will still be just a little bit of warranty left on it once I pay it off. I'm not going to tell you the name of the company tonight. I'm going to build the suspense. Some of you will guess it just by me describing how their leasing package is set up. I will reveal it in an upcoming video when I have my truck. And if you guess it, if you already know right now from what I've said already, cool. But I'm not going to confirm it or deny it until I get my truck, and I will reveal it in that video. The truck payment is high, but it's because of the truck. It is a 2025 Freightliner. It's got the DD15, 455 horsepower. Of course, 12-speed auto. Detroit 12-speed auto. It's a 3-year lease. I have 3 options at the end of 3 years. Option 1, turn the truck in, go separate ways. Option 2, turn the truck in, get a new one. Start a whole new lease over. Excuse me, there are 4 options. Option 3, pay off the residual balance, the balloon payment. For my truck, at the end of 3 years, I will owe $56,000 on it. Option 4, at the end of 3 years, extend the lease for another 10 months. At the end of that 10 months, that brings the residual balance down to $25,000. That's what I'm going to do. Because part of my truck payment goes to a maintenance account. And going just off my memory here, I believe it's $127 a week, give or take. I could be wrong on that. I will be doing a more detailed video on expenses, fixed costs, which I will have the numbers in front of me, and I will give you true, accurate numbers. Just going off memory at this moment, I think it's $127 a week. Could be off a little bit. But it being a 2025, it is a used truck. It currently has 38,000 miles on it, but it's practically brand new. And I was able to get into it for 0 down. They do take $1,000 deductible, or not deductible. Basically, it's money down. It's $1,000 down, but instead of me paying it up front out of pocket, they will be taking $50 a week until that $1,000 is paid. Once that $1,000 is paid, that $50 goes away. But anyway, there's 127, give or take, coming out for maintenance account. Anything that the warranty doesn't cover, which, it being as new as it is and low mileage as it is, shouldn't be much that the warranty don't cover. But anything that the warranty don't cover, that maintenance account is there to cover the cost. Now, skip to the end of the lease, which again, I'm going to do the extended lease, so 3 years and 10 months. I had the option to take what's in that maintenance account and pay off the truck with it, which means I would not have to give that balloon payment out of pocket. I pretty much use the maintenance account to save up that balloon payment. And they take it out of there. I get the title to the truck. And once I own that truck, I can either stay where I'm at, or I can go to Landstar. I can get my own authority. I can do whatever I want because I own that truck. Not to mention, if I stay where I'm at now, the way my numbers, the way my math is mathing, I'm thinking while I'm paying for this truck, I should probably bring home similar, give or take. There'll probably be weeks where I do better, probably be weeks where I do worse. But I should average about the same that I was bringing home from GP. So I figure as long as I'm paying on the truck, I'll probably make about 50-something thousand a year. Bring home. After expenses, taxes, everything, I'm figuring netting around 50,000 a year while I'm paying on the truck. When the truck is paid off, if I stay where I'm at, that will go up to 110, 120,000 a year that I will net here. Why am I leasing again? 3 very big and important reasons. The biggest and most important reason is my kids are growing up without me. I've almost got 7 years in this game. July will be 7 years. And I've been over the road the whole 7 years. Here's something else that ties in with this point that they offer. They have an emergency fund account. You pick how much money per week goes in there. I will be putting $100 a week in. The reason I will be putting that much in it will serve me in one of 2 ways, or maybe even both. $100 a week, that's $5,200 a year. That money is there for me to use at any point that I want, for any reason that I want. See, the maintenance account is just for maintenance. That's all it can be used for. Or to pay the truck off. Because once, at the end of the lease, if you pay the truck off out of pocket, they send you back everything that's in the maintenance account. You get that money back. You can do it that way, or you can use the money that's in there to pay off the truck. But during the lease, it is just for maintenance. The emergency fund is for anything. Anytime I want to use it, anytime I need it, no questions asked, it's there. At $5,200 a year, that means I can take 4 weeks off per year. The week I take off, I pull from the emergency fund to cover my fixed costs. I won't be driving, so there won't be any fuel cost. Won't be any variable cost. So, 4 weeks a year, I can take a vacation. Or, if I need extra cash, whatever I need it for. If there's an emergency, if I have a bad week, that money's there. So while I'm paying on the truck, I can take 4 weeks off per year to spend more time with my kids. But the biggest thing on that point is once that truck is paid off, I don't have to run as hard. If I run as hard as I'm having to run paying on the truck, I can make $110,000, $120,000 a year. But I could run 2 weeks, take a week off, run 2 weeks, take a week off, and I'd be fine. And that is so much more time to spend with my family. Something no company would ever let you do. Unless you go local. But even if you're local, you're not going to get a full week off every 2 weeks. You get every weekend off. You might be home every night, but you're going home, eating supper, going to bed, and going back to work. And then you get the Saturday and Sunday off. 2 days off. Where I can go work a full week, 2 weeks, have a full 7 days off. Don't have to do shit for 7 days. The second reason I'm leasing again is because I leased before. I know the freedom that comes with it. Even having a fleet manager and being dispatched on loads, you had the freedom to say no. I don't want to take that load. No questions asked. Oh, you don't want that load? Okay, we'll look for something else. If I wanted to go home, didn't matter if I'd been out 5 days, a week, 2 weeks. If I wanted to go home, I just went home. And I'm not bragging on that point to say that it is smart to go home all the time or whenever you feel like it. That's not smart if you want to be profitable and successful. My point in saying that is, if there's a birthday coming up, an emergency, something like that, you had that freedom and ability to go home when you need to. Not just when you want to, but when you need to. The third reason I'm leasing is because of my own personal goals. I do not want to be a company driver my whole life. And for the guys out there that's fine with being a company driver their whole career, that's fine. I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying you're stupid or that you're wrong. Everybody's wants and needs and goals are different. What works for you doesn't work for me. What works for me doesn't work for you. It all depends on what you want out of your career. That's why I have never in any of my videos told people you should lease, or you shouldn't lease, or you should be working for this company or that company. I never want to have it on my conscience that I gave somebody bad advice. And something bad happened. If I told somebody to go lease and worst case scenario happened and they lost their car or their house, I don't want that on my conscience. So I will never tell anybody what to do. This channel has always been about showing you what I'm doing and how it plays out for me. Why I do what I do. And you take from that what you will. If you think I'm stupid, or if you think what I'm doing is smart and you want to follow, that choice is yours. I'm never going to tell you what to do or what you should do. I'm telling you why I'm doing this. And it's for the 3 reasons I said. The freedom, more time with my family, and the goals that I have for myself and my career. And those goals are to own my own truck, and hopefully one day be an owner-operator, a true owner-operator. But there's steps I'm going to have to take to get to that point. There has been several very popular YouTubers that has been at this company, leased at this company, and they own their truck now. They succeeded here. And I'm going to do everything in my power to succeed here. So if you already know where I'm at, cool. For those of you that don't, you'll find out very soon, in the next few days. Stay safe. Stay positive. And I'll see y'all in the next one.